What's up, everybody? So, I wasn't gonna do it. I hadn't never intended on doing it, but a few people asked me to do it and kept asking me to do it and kept asking me to do it. And I didn't want to at the time to do a review on Y&R because I feel like their writing needs to step up. Like, especially with the business storylines, I feel like they need to step up their game. But I'll do it. Getting into this episode of Y&R. I'm somewhat intrigued to find out how Kane is going to pull this off because I don't see it. Realistically, I do not see Kane taking control of all the major companies in the town, or majority of the major companies. Because remember, he's not trying to touch Winters because of Lily and Devon and stuff, which is understandable. I just don't see how he's going to take control of the Chancellor, Jabot, and Newman. They're all private companies. How is he going to wrestle control? You know, the only way I could see him doing that is if all those companies have a lot of debt and he just buys up the debt. That's the only way I could see him doing that. And also, this team that he's putting together is laughable. It's laughable. Billy and Phyllis. What the hell do they bring to the table? Because they keep going back and forth with each other about what each brings to the table, and they literally bring nothing. I mean, well, Billy brings a small little something to the table because he is still a shareholder in Jabot, so that might be worth something. Not much, but something. Phyllis, I can't really think of what she brings to the table other than her big mouth. Like, what do you bring? Your hacking skills? I mean, is she even up to date on the latest technology? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that she's a big computer whiz, technology whiz, or whatever. She's a good hacker and all that. But is she up to date on the latest stuff? That's what I want to know. And it's so funny watching Billy and Phyllis go back and forth because not so long ago, Billy wanted to work with her again, even when they were in France. He approached her about working together again. Now they're at each other's throat again. And Kane ain't got time for that. Kane was like, listen, y'all need to get y'all shit together. He was like, I'm trying to pull this off and I need to do it with a good team. I'm just curious how all this is going to work. And Billy was very curious about how the management structure was going to work if he took over all these companies. Like, how is that going to work? Like, who was he kicking out? Because he's having a hard time with going up against Jabot. You know what I'm saying? Because Billy doesn't want to hurt Jack. He doesn't want to hurt the rest of his family, you know, and taking away Jabot would do that. So he's curious about what Kane's plans are. So Kane pretty much was like, every company is going to be a division of his company, of the parent company. And all the people that are currently CEOs are going to still run those companies. They're going to run the divisions, but they're going to be demoted. So basically, because I don't even remember who the hell run Newman. Who runs Newman? Because they were talking about how it was going to be funny with Victor taking orders from Kane. And I'm just like, but Victor isn't a CEO of Newman. Even though technically Victor, no matter if he steps down or not, he's always going to be a CEO because Victor loves control. But if memory serves, isn't Nick and Victoria running that company as co-CEOs? So basically, Nick and Victoria, I'm guessing, are going to they're going to run it as president and vice president, I'm guessing, because he said he was demoting. So I'm guessing Jack and Kyle are going to run Jabot as president, vice president. Nikki would run Chancellor as president. But that was a sticking point for Billy because Billy was like, he has no interest in this plan if Nikki is still going to be running Chancellor. His goal is Chancellor. That's what Billy wants. I really don't understand why he wants that company so bad. I really don't get it. Then he tried to use Kane as a reason, talking about, oh, you know, I want to protect. Oh, not Kane, Chance. He told me I want to protect Chance's legacy. I love how Phyllis laughed at him because she don't believe that. She don't buy it. And I don't either. I feel like Billy could care less. And that's what Billy needs to understand. Like, Chancellor Industries, no matter who is the CEO of that company, no matter who owns that company, it's always going to be Catherine's legacy. It's always going to be synonymous with Catherine Chancellor. It's never going to be synonymous with Billy or anybody else. So I really don't see what the big deal is about him running that company, because Kane was pretty much trying to put it to him like, listen, what I'm planning on doing, what I'm offering is going to dwarf Chancellor. Like everything that Kane has built and is currently building is bigger than Chancellor. Billy don't care. Billy don't give a damn. So he also trying to talk Kane out of using Phyllis or whatever because she a loose cannon, she a hothead. But I'm like, the same could be said about Billy. He's a hothead. So then he started talking about how he still resents Jill and whatnot for what she did, whining like a little baby. He got even more pissy when he found out that Kane was in, conversation with Jill. Like he has had conversations, and that he arranged a meeting between Jill and Colin before Colin died. So he's pissed because he feels like, oh, the fake prodigal son returns, and that's why, she hasn't missed me or whatever. Dude, you kicked her out of your life. You don't want to stop communicating with her. So that's what made Billy start to realize, did Jill know that Kane was Aristotle Dumas? So he FaceTimed her or whatever, and she was surprised to even get a call from Billy. And he was like, oh, well, that depends, on what your answer is, because this could be the last call I ever give you. So he wanted to know if she knew that Kane was Aristotle Dumas. And Jill didn't lie. She was like, yeah, she knew. Jill didn't give a damn. I am so sick and tired of Billy and his little temper tantrums. Grow up. Because in my opinion, nobody owes him shit. Like, how many times has Jill and Jack helped him? How many times have they handed him the CEO position? Handed him companies to run, divisions to run? How many times has Jill paid off his damn gambling debts? How many times? And he still acts like a pissy baby, like Jill owe him something. Jill don't owe you snot. She really don't. She don't owe you a piece of gray off of her head. Like, Billy need to grow the hell up. Like this is why I feel like this plan of Kane's is not gonna work. Because look at who you got as a part of your damn team. Billy and Phyllis bring nothing to the table. I would be surprised if they were to pull this off. Like, I would literally be shocked because they bring absolutely nothing to the table. Like, nothing but bickering and mayhem. That's all they bring. And I already know, Billy's a piece of crap anyway to sit here and agree to this knowing that Kane's plan is to snatch up Jabot. Like, why would you be cool with that? Knowing that his brother going to be pissed. But anyway, good luck to Kane, because I don't see how that plan gonna work out. I really don't. So anyway, moving on from that, I don't even know why Nikki is wasting her breath with Victor. This is typical Nikki and Victor. Their relationship has always been toxic, but it's like everything she say to Victor, it goes in one ear and out the other, because he's not gonna listen. Victor was so dismissive of her. Like, did you see the way he was, like, she was talking to him and he was just staring at his cell phone? He didn't give a damn about what she was talking about. Really did not care. And, she's trying to get him to back off. Let Claire and Kyle be together, drop this little feud with the Abbotts. Victor sat there like a whole child, folding his arms, rolling his eyes like a little ass boy. I'm like, this is an 80-plus-year-old man acting like this. Like, dude, you are in a one-sided feud with the Abbotts. Mostly Jack and Kyle. Like, Jack ain't even trying to go to war with Victor. Like, Victor picking a fight with Jack is so stupid after all these years. Like, all because that man helped your wife. That's what you're mad about. Like, grow up. So anyway, Nikki sitting there talking about something. Oh, well, you seem to forget that this is our house. No, Nikki, you seem to forget what type of man you married. Because do you really think Victor give a damn about who house it is? Victor don't care. Victor gonna do what Victor want to do. Like, does she not realize that the ranch is Victor's? He might tell her it's their home. It's his. Because she talk about something, oh, you don't get to decide who's welcome. Obviously he does. Clearly. Like, where's Nikki been? Like, do you not know who you married to? Like, y'all been on this merry-go-round for how many years now? Come on. Be for real. And Victor got the nerve to sit there and tell her, oh, life is short and, I don't want you to be upset. Nikki was so frustrated with him. Just so frustrated. She was so over it. Because there's no talking to Victor. Everything she said went in one ear and out the other with him. That man don't care. He's still sitting there talking about, oh, I know what I'm doing. Just wasting her good breath. That's all she doing. So anyway, Audra running around thinking that she got this thing on lock, thinking she got a plan, trying to put doubt in Claire's mind, by sitting here telling Claire or telling Kyle that she still got his charger when it was in her sleeping cart, and just trying to put out innuendos and stuff to make it seem like something was going on with them in France. I like the way Kyle and Claire handled it. They ain't pay her no bit of mind. They just kept it pushing. They said, well, give Nate our condolences. I love how they handled that. Like, Claire didn't even seem like she was even giving in to what she was talking about. And I'm glad she didn't. And Victor clocked Audra shit anyway, because Victor was like, listen, your plans are failing. You have failed to hold up your end of the bargain. So Victor was like, I'm done. He said, I'm no longer funding your little cockamamie company. He called it cockamamie. Victor funny as hell though. When he want to be funny, he funny. Where does Audra go from here? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you do next with Audra? Homegirl has not had a job since Nikki fired her from Newman Media. Wasn't that like a year ago? Like, she literally has nothing going on. Like, she's not as smart as she thinks she is. She has nothing. Like, she needs other people to fund her ventures. And what is she going to do if Nate find out that a part of the funding was she had to seduce Kyle? That man going to be pissed the hell off. Like, now you have no job, you lost your funding, and possibly about to lose Nate. Because when Nate find out about this on top of his brother dying, he's already angry and vulnerable because of the death of Damien. So he going to be pissed when he find out what Audra was really up to in France. He ain't going to take that well. He is not going to take it well. Audra just messing up. That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you go from here with that character? Like, what do you do with her? I mean, I would have thought Kane would probably have recruited her because that's the next step. I mean, getting Audra on the team, but what does she bring to the table? I mean, you already got two other people that don't bring nothing. You want a third? Actually, going back to Billy, it was actually funny how Billy said to Phyllis, like, what is, Nick gonna think about all of this? And Phyllis didn't bat an eye. She was like, listen, it's business. Phyllis didn't give a damn. She don't care who she hurt in the process. She do not care. Listen, Phyllis is all about getting a job. That's all it is for her. She want to be on top. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kane is just using her and has no intention of making her any, part of the executive team of his company. Because what does she bring? Nothing. Like, he's just putting people on the team that add nothing. How are they gonna help him? So if you are creating this team of nothing, you might as well add Audra to the list. Like, you just might as well just put her up there, because Audra just don't learn. And that's what turned me off from her, because when Tucker was on, he was going to hand her his company. He was going to hand his cosmetic company over to her in a silver platter. But no, she had to link up with Victor, and she wound up with nothing. Literally nothing. And look at her again, winding up with nothing. It's like, when will she learn? You keep attaching yourself to people that are dropping you. Like, you have no leverage, nothing. Like, when will she get it? But anyway, I was so happy that Claire, stuck up to Victor. I was so happy she stood her ground with him. Because what she said was so true. Victor ain't nothing but another Jordan trying to control her. And she has no interest in being around people that's trying to control her. She went through her whole life being controlled. She doesn't want that again. And I'm glad that she has Nikki and Victoria supporting this. So glad that she got their support, because more people need to start sticking up to Victor. Do I think that it's going to last? Her cutting Victor out of her life? Probably not, because a lot of the other Newmans have tried that and went back to Victor, which I find despicable, because they all got their own money. It's like a lot of them have their own money, or they make enough good money. They don't need Victor. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was smart of Claire to cut him out. And, Kyle trying to talk her out of it. Oh, don't do it on my account. She's not doing it on your account. She's doing it on hers. This is more for Claire than it is for Kyle. She wants her independence. She tried to get Victor to tolerate her relationship with Kyle, even though she was warned that it wasn't going to work. Everybody warned her. Kyle even warned her. Victor is not the type of person to change his mind. So she had to find out the hard way. Now you found out. But I'm glad she's sticking to her guns. And Kyle was so annoying when he tried to compare her situation to when he turned on his parents. That is not the same thing. That was a horrible comparison because Kyle's parents are never trying to control him. They're not on Victor's level. You know what I'm saying? Jack and Diane never try to control Kyle, who he dates, what he does, where he work, what he does in business. They don't control him. Victor controls all of his family members. None of them can even run the company without Victor's input. They have to run the company how Victor tells them to run the company. They have to date who Victor wants them to date. They can't marry who they want because Victor doesn't approve. Who wants to live their life like that? That's insane. So I was happy that, Claire put it out there that her and Kyle were going to live free, and that's what Victoria wants for her. She was rooting them on. She said that's how you should. As you should. You should live how you want to live. Now they're trying to, do this whole living together thing again, and she should live your life. You can't live your life around Victor old behind. Please, that man ain't never gonna change. He too old to change. That's why I don't understand why Nikki of all people try to talk sense into him. It's like talking to a brick wall. It's not gonna happen. It's just he's not gonna change. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section, let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.